Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Spotlight and to the GAIAttack live show. My name is Baer. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are playing Retro Game Crunch. It is a combination of games by the hands of Sean Inman, Rusty Moyer, and Matt Grimm. They kickstarted this project a little while ago, and now they've officially released it. It was about last month that they released it. They're on Greenlight, they're on RetroGameCrunch.com, and if you type the exclamation point spotlight in command in the chat, as I just did, you'll be able to find out more about it. That way you can also find out via the link down below if you're watching this on youtube.com/GAIAttack. Now, what this is a combination of 7 games, as I mentioned before. What we have here is Super Clew Land, End of Line, GAIAttack, Paradox Lost, Wub-wub Wescue, Brains and Hearts, and Shuten. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But it's a combination of 8-bit games, and they're all really good. The story behind it, I think, is what's more interesting, though, so I'm going to almost read verbatim of what's going on with Retro Game Crunch in general. At the end of August 2012, these 3 guys made Super Clew Land, the game that you're seeing right now, for the 24th Ludum Dare Game Jam. And after they finished it, they decided that they wanted to make more games like this, and they wanted to continue working with each other. So they started a Kickstarter around that idea. They allowed the Kickstarter backers to download and play the games that they made in the 3-day period, and then they polished and worked around the results that they found from that. And they did that 7 times. So now they have 7 different games, or no, sorry, 6 additional times. So for a total of 7 games that they now have as a part of this complete package called Retro Game Crunch. And you can buy it now for $15 at the website that I mentioned before. So let's go ahead and start playing a few of these games. I'm actually going to start off with End of Line. I'm not actually 100% sure how to play Super Clew Land, and that's a note that I'm going to get into here as soon as we do this. So, as I mentioned before we started off here, I'm actually going to have to realign the window captures of every game that we play because unfortunately, the Retro Game Crunch operates out of 2 different things. So there we go. We're just going to go ahead and go like that, and should work out. Okay, so this is End of Line. It is it's a game about learning how to die. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a new game here just so I can show you guys from the start. Oh, it all actually erases them? Yeah, that's okay. Not too bad. Not that big of a deal. So this is End of Line, and what End of Line is about is learning how to die, as I mentioned before. You have to figure out how to get to the next level by causing these repair bots over here to stop being able to heal you up. So to do that, the first thing you probably want to do is die. As soon as you die, the repair bot comes over and kills you, so in order to get rid of him, you gotta dash in and destroy it, and then you die again, and that's how you progress. It's gotta be a unique little twist on things. So this is a very simple premise once you understand the general idea of it. Pretty basic puzzle game, so we want to push this over here. We're gonna die again. He respawns us over that way. Take him down, and then we die again. Reminds you of old Mega Man games. Yeah, I certainly think it would. It's pretty fun, actually. I think of the 7, this is one of my favorites. I really like how intricate it gets. It introduces a bunch of different elements a lot of the times, and I really do enjoy it. But the overall concept of how these were created, I think, may be more interesting. It's just the fact that they allowed the backers to, you know, like, have a lot of say in the way that the games were created. And the Ludum Dare thing, just the fact that they continued off of that into this really awesome package of old school 8-bit style games is pretty awesome, if you ask me. Soon we'll have our very own sword. Yeah, it's a pretty nifty idea for a game, isn't it? Exactly. You can go ahead and kill him right off. It's I honestly can't say I've seen anything quite like it before. Like games that use death as the means by which you advance is quite unique. Oh, we gotta wait for this guy to hold down the button there. There we go. So as you're seeing now, we've introduced the little hopper dude to the scenario. And now we have to kill him as well in order to advance as soon as we get down all the other repair bots as well. Don't have the P.O. box yet, Dragon Knight Square, but I might at some point. Now we've got computers to take care of as well, so we'll probably just play a couple more levels of this and then we'll move on to a couple of other games there. I'm going to try to show you guys all 7 games, just like little tastes of them. Of course, there's plenty more to them than what I'll be able to show you on here just in this brief time that we've got. Alright, last level here. This one actually took me a little bit to figure out. So we're going to go like, destroy this. Cause him to push that box out there. We're going to be able to go like that. There we go. Now he's destroyed. I should be able to go out here, push the box down. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Kill him. Take this thing out again. Destroy both computers. See, if I don't destroy the 4th computer, what happens is I'll just reset to the, oh, just kidding. Apparently you don't have to destroy the computers, but if I hadn't destroyed the second enemy, or not even an enemy, the second creature there, I would have had to, continue until I had done so. We're gonna try to get this guy out of here again. Bam, biggity, bam. I even just said that was gonna be the last one I played. It's so damn addicting. There we go, and now we just gotta go ahead and kill ourselves. Fantastic. So yeah, that's end of line. Again, very simple, but gets quite complex. As you can see here, things get a little more interesting. That'll be the end of line showcase. Now we go ahead and go back to the Retro Game Crunch menu. It's pretty simple to get around, which I like. I mean, like, the only thing that kind of stinks about it is the fact that if you're streaming it, you have to, you know, like, recapture windows over and over again. But not too complicated otherwise. Let's go ahead and head over. This is going to be actually what my favorite game of the bunch. Oh, actually, you know, Wub-wub Wescue. We're gonna play some Wub-wub Wescue. It's so adorable. Wub-wub Wescue. Alright, you can hear the wonderful soundtrack already. Let me make sure you guys can actually see this on here. Wub-wub. I'm gonna go like that and fit it. There we go. And we'll go ahead and take that off for a moment. If that allows me to do so. Actually, no, I'll just go ahead and keep that on. Who cares? Wub-wub Wescue is the name of this one here. This must be TLS, so I'm sorry about that, but I think I actually need to turn this down a touch as well. It's interesting, like, they're actually launching their own programs. It's just like kind of a packaged compilation of things. So, this one is by Sean Inman and Matt Grimm. Wub-wub Wescue. You play as Wub-wub the dog, and you gotta rescue your male companion from the clutches of the evil Tiki Men. I should mention as well, you can play any of these games with either the keyboard, an Xbox 360 controller, a DualShock controller, or any X-input compatible controller. So, many options as far as how you want to go about this. So you control Wub-wub here, and the difficult part of this game is your ability to move around with Wub-wub is very restricted, so it's, well, okay, the obvious comparison is going to be to that of the original Donkey Kong game. Having to rescue the princess and having to navigate with very, what kind of feels like rudimentary controls, but is also extremely specific by design. Be very challenging to actually maneuver your way through all this, but afterwards you're rewarded with nothing. The princess is taken to another castle. Take it easy, Blue Taurus! No, you'd hope this game was about dubstep, not quite. So yeah, again, it's a pretty basic notion. A pug must brave the jungle. An early 80s arcade platformer. Pretty simple stuff. Just gonna wait for our opening here to try to navigate through the arrows. There we go. Nice. And again, like, all of the games in the Retro Game Crunch, I feel, are pretty simple, but it's, you know, like in typical game design fashion, they give you extra obstacles and new things to interact with as you progress in the particular game. So, for example, we've acquired the slow down time power. He's going to do an adorable little 8-bit bark, and then we should be able to get through that without dying. There we go. Take a final jump, and we made it! Boom. We'll do one more level here. This one actually gave me quite a bit of trouble, so this is like only the 3rd level, but I was struggling with it up to this point. Just gonna grab this over here. We gotta take a very narrow window of opportunity to get through that way, and then we're gonna try to jump back over using these platforms to the other side. Slow down time here. And then I get shot. We'll try again with Wub-wub here, and then I think we'll move on to what I consider my favorite game of the bunch. But I will showcase a little bit of every single one just so you guys get a good idea of what you can expect from the Retro Game Crunch. Again, this is available on RetroGameCrunch.com. It's $15 at the moment. They're also on Steam Greenlight, so if you feel inclined to help them make it onto the Steam platform, you can go over there and vote for them. And I think that vote is well deserved because this is a good time. Especially if you like yourself some 8-bit stuff. I mean, I think you've already been sold on it if this is your niche. Oh man, there's cobras and stuff now. That's kind of intimidating, but that'll do it for Wub-wub Wescue. Let's go ahead and keep moving. Now I'm going to move on actually to I think maybe my favorite of the games available in the Retro Game Crunch here. So let's go ahead and add in Paradox Lost. Of course, they all have fantastic 8-bit soundtracks as well. I suppose that might have been a little bit of a given, but it is pretty fantastic. All right, there we go. We're going to fit that as well. Move that up there. Good stuff. All right. Paradox Lost, a game by all three. It's a metroidvania about Abby, whose plane went down, and she comes across a weapon that controls time. We'll go ahead and start from the beginning here as well. No, Wub, don't drop the bass. Something actually about the games that we've been playing here. It doesn't really offer you much as far as like assistance into understanding how to work the game. The majority of the platformers like Paradox Lost and Wub-wub Wescue and End of Line use the same controls, but you don't realize what those controls are until you basically just press every button and figure it out for yourself. Kind of a help menu, I guess, would be welcome is what I'm trying to say, but yeah, it's not 100% necessary. I was able to figure things out well enough, aside from the first game, which I still have no idea how to work. This game in particular, though, I was really enjoying. I actually played this for a lot longer than I intended to. In my future, mankind has all but died out. Our ancestors are the key to humanity's survival. You're coming with me! Oh, what he got me. Oh, damn. Like, for example, this boss, it made me happy because I died a couple times to him because I had no idea what to do, and then I figured out after a little while that since you don't really have a weapon of your own right now, you have to make this guy hit himself. It's pretty cool. You like the color palette? Yeah, as do I. It's really good decisions overall. I mean, like, I've yet to be really disappointed by anything I've played in this entire package. So now I've got our temporal gun here, which apparently doesn't work to the same degree as it did for our unfortunate friend there. Super Springy, hello there! So that wants me to press tab. It just essentially is just showing me now that we've acquired the gun on the bottom menu there, and then we just got a basic map to show us around where to go. So yeah, very much a Metroidvania game. But this one, it introduces little new things as well, but it kept me really engaged because I'm hesitant to spoil exactly what it is, but I think I might get to that point sooner than I'd like to get there anyway, so we may end up showing you guys what happens. There's a very, very cool mechanic that I really enjoy about this particular game that made me keep playing beyond my just initial testing phase of it. You should do an LP of Metroid. You know, Nick and I actually have been in talks to do that, and I'm pretty sure it will happen at some point. The original Metroid games. NME, welcome! Playing some Retro Game Crunch now. Alright, so just gonna get a little bit further on in here, and I want to show you guys at least one of the two really awesome features of this game in particular. And I like how they also block off your progress in a non-intrusive way. Like, actually, that seems like probably one of the most intrusive things they could have done is just directly put boxes in your path. There we go. Right, we might get there relatively quickly. Let's see what happens here. Also a bit of freedom of exploration. You can go up, you can go right, you can go down, whatever suits your fancy. Of course, this direction is made much easier with the addition of another ability that we acquire at some point through a different area. Nothing's stopping us from going this way, though, apart from the fact that we actually can't progress up anymore. So might have to go back the other way. Let's see if I can actually manage to get through here. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get it up. Alright, so we'll have to go find... We gotta go find our slider boots, actually, is what we need to get. Oh, hang on. There we go. The controls overall feel really good. Again, I mentioned the soundtrack is pretty fantastic. Controls well on both the keyboard and the 360. I actually started out playing this on the keyboard, and I switched over to the 360 controller just because I do prefer that for the majority of platformers in these kinds of games. Oh, can't go that way either, darn. There we go. So yes, again, this is Retro Game Crunch, available on RetroGameCrunch.com. $15 is the price for 7 wonderful games. Absolutely, yeah, definitely Metroid inspired. I think they wear their heart on their sleeve as far as that's concerned. Let's see if I can get out of here. There's a little bit more health. That's what I needed. There we go, much better. Alright, there's our sliding boots. Slide sole. Boom. Got it. That actually means we can access that middle area now. Might as well go give it a go. Brown Abbey needs food badly. Alright, let's check this out. Mega Slide! We rescued somebody, hopefully. Oh, wait, we can't do that yet. Oh, no, we have to go unlock the element of the story that allows us to save the lives of the helpless strangers. So this makes this section quite a bit more simple, although I do get hit over and over again, so I suppose maybe it's not that easy. Wonder if it's worth it to... Yeah, probably. Hey, look, more hearts. Farm for hearts there. There we go. Yep. Come here. Come here, buddy. Get ya. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Let's see if I can just fall all the way down the entire area. There we go. Oh, no. I'm gonna get hit again as well. Alright. Keep it coming. And another save point. Checkpoint, rather. I will save you, yes! There we go. So, this is the mechanic I wanted to talk about. So it shifts you into 3 different eras, the past, present, and future. And that one in particular was not very presumptuous, but it offers you the ability to do it on command. I'm just actually trying to figure out where that option to do so can be located. Let's see if I can go find it again. Bam, bam. Perhaps up this way might be the answer. Aha! There it is! My people have been taken. The Time Priestess. Use this to return them to the past and seal the cracks in time. So now, we have the ability to hold X to charge our gun, and we can shift eras whenever we find a crystal that allows us to reflect the shot to do so. It's pretty damn cool if you ask me. I really enjoy this facet of the game. Of course, it kind of forces you to do so a lot of times. Get the future era as well. The baby! There we go. Go ahead and shift here as well. Nice. Yeah, it's just... I really like it, man. Like, I played this for a really long time. It was a really good time for me. Yeah, that'll be the showcase for Paradox Lost. Just another part of the Retro Game Crunch. Let's go ahead and switch back over one more time here. I think I'll move on now. Let's just go to Brains and Hearts real fast. This is one I actually didn't spend too much time with, but I will go ahead and show it off to you guys real fast, just so you have an idea of what it is. So Brains and Hearts is it's a card game, a 2-player card game actually, so you can play this with another person, and it takes place inside of Albert Einstein's dream. This is a pretty interesting little mechanic there. So Brains and Hearts. I'll go ahead and just let the tutorial roll so you guys can have a semblance of an idea of what goes on with this particular game. You get to choose song A, B, or C, which is neat. Welcome to Brains and Hearts. The goal is to capture the most cards. Brainstein always plays first because he has no heart. Brainstein heard that. Brainstein does not forget. Forget is what brains do best. Take a card from your deck and add it to your hand. Do that very thing. So I think I need to hit A there. Place a card from your hand on the board and try to create ascending runs from 3 or more cards to capture your opponent's cards. For example, 3, 4, and 5. Runs must start on one of your cards and contain at least one of your opponent's cards. You can also capture cards by creating a 3 of a kind. We'll do that. Cards placed in an empty slot can be locked to prevent them from being captured immediately. You can't use the locked card in a run either. Locked cards are automatically unlocked at the beginning of your next turn, etc., etc., etc. And CBU action phase goes. So it's a card game. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You could lock cards, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean it wasn't really my bag, but a lot of people might like card games, so I just figured I'd show that this is indeed a part of the game as well. So not much doing with that though. So we'll go ahead and switch off again. Let's get my retro game crunch back on screen here. There we go. So that's Brains and Hearts. Let's move. I'll do Shuten. I think might be the only one I've got left. We've got GAIAttack. Let's do Shuten, and then we'll probably call it good. So Shuten is a shmup. The shoot 'em up of the bunch. Shuten. Let's go ahead and add that on real quick. We'll do like that, and then we'll go bam. There we go. And I think we're okay. Yeah, very nice. Alright, this one I actually like a lot as well. This may be the other in my top 3 of the 7, which I suppose is not really that high of praise, but it's still pretty cool. So, Shuten, you control this little fella. You got yourself a sword, and you die really quickly. You got a sword, but you can also charge up your sword ability, and you can steal weapons from the enemies. So just now I stole the weapon of the demon head, and that allows me to fire a sword. But if I steal the weapon from this guy, it allows me to fire a homing missile, which is, of course, much more useful. Something I'd much prefer to get. You can see that the enemies are dropping coins as well, and if I could stop dying, that would probably be beneficial to me. So again, a really unique idea that once you come to understand it becomes a fairly basic game. Fairly basic shmup. I'm down to my last life now, so I'd like to not die. Keep the daggers flowing. And we come to our first boss. Boom. Typical shmup fashion, you just find the sweet spot and then move immediately back into the area that kills you. Alright, so that's a fitting way to die. But yeah, that'll do it for the shmup section as well. So that, I think, covers the majority of what I wanted to showcase. I was considering playing all 7 games, but I think I'll leave a couple of these for your own perusal. Showed 5 out of the 7 here. I guess really only 4 out of the 7 since we just kind of touched on Brains and Hearts. But there's a lot of stuff for everybody here. In fact, this first one, Super Clew Land, is more of an exploration game than anything. So if you like really casual, I shouldn't say casual, really laid back, happy-go-lucky is the phrase they used, and I think that's pretty accurate. So you got yourself Super Clew Land if you like the happy-go-lucky, laid-back stuff. End of Line is a really unique puzzle adventure. GAIAttack is actually it's kind of a beat-em-up for multiple people, so if you want to do that with your friends, it's a good place to do it. Paradox Lost, probably my favorite one, the metroidvania action platformer. Wub-wub Wescue, a very precise, almost Donkey Kong-esque game there. Brains and Hearts, the card game, and then Shuten, the shoot-em-up. All good stuff, all part of the Retro Game Crunch. Again, available for $15 over on RetroGameCrunch.com. I think it's a good time. They're also on Steam Greenlight if you want to go vote them up as well. Thanks for tuning in to the Indie Spotlight, guys. I'm actually going to switch over to some Trials Fusion if you're watching live right now on the Baer Taffy Live show. But I'm going to call this good for now for the Indie Spotlight. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.